Hello everyone, it's Tricia. I'm coming to you with a short message. I have been taking a little bit of a sabbatical as I used Mercury retrograde to do all of those things, release and renew and reinvent. And so I have been reinventing myself, and I hope you have been as well. But today I wanted to talk to you about something, as you may have noticed from the title, it's quite dramatic. The most important thing, or what did I say, the most effective thing that you can do to change your life to the positive. I'm not actually overstating it, and I'm speaking from experience. It may sound like a really big, overstated sales technique, but I'm not selling you anything but love. So, and guess what? It's free. I am going to tell you, though, something that is completely genuine and from my heart, and I've heard it from many, many spiritual teachers, and I had to learn it for myself the hard way, trial and error. So this is it. If you want to, I'm preaching now, I'm preaching about it. If you want to make changes in your life, any positive changes, you want to materialize results, financial, relational, spiritual, whatever it is. Well, to digress, what you first have to do, what the point is, because we live in a universe that is a complete sea of energy, and that energy affects what we call the law of attraction, which basically is that anything that is in your experience, you are a vibrational match to. That is the truth. You turn on the radio, if you want to hear K-Rock, you have to put it on 106.7. There is no two ways about it. We work the same way because we are made completely of energy. Everything is energy. So everything in your experience, you are a vibrational match to. So we want to tune our frequency and to the things that are in our heart, to the desires. And your desires are divine. Your desires are unconditional love. They are placed there for a reason. By desires, I mean the ones that are speaking to you about finding your own joy, and then also providing value to others. And in short, that is your life purpose. So how do we get that vibrational frequency tuned? We call it raising your vibration, conducting that energy to the right positive results. Okay, so everything happens non-physically or energetically or spiritually, however you want to say it, before it happens physically. That is a scientific truth. This is one way you can observe it. You want to eat a sandwich. Did that sandwich appear and then you're like, oh, there's a sandwich? You thought it, and that thought evoked an emotion, a chemical, a feeling. So feelings and emotions are just chemicals in your brain, and they happen because of thoughts, and thoughts happen because of feelings. So a feeling is actually a physical manifestation of something that was previously non-physical. And then, of course, we can continue that an analogy. Well, it's not just an analogy, it's literally what happens. We can keep following that forward, and then we know that feelings create feelings and sensations in our body. And then they cause us to, not just feelings, but thoughts and feelings, they cause us to take action. All of the actions that you take have a genesis in a thought or feeling. The information inside a seed is non-physical. A seed that, I have some flowers right here. What made these flowers grow is something that was non-physical. There was a code, a non-physical code, an energetic signature that told these flowers to become this. Everything happens non-physically or energetically before it happens physically. So we have to be dialed in to that, have that frequency dialed in so that it is clean. And I'm sure there's not a single person who cannot identify with that jumbled up feeling and all those thoughts in our mind that are contradicting one another, that are saying, I want a new job, but I'm afraid to lose this job. That's sending mixed signals out into the universe, or, it's just sending a mixed signal for your point of attraction, for what is going to come into your reality. So I have a metaphysical reason and I have a physical reason why this that's coming up, I promise, is the most effective thing that you can do to start to change your frequency, to begin to materialize improvements, more positive results in your life. Okay, you ready? Here it goes. The moment that you wake up in the morning, we like to say as soon as your feet hit the ground. But more importantly, before you pick up the phone, before you open up the computer, before you get into a conversation with one of your loved ones in your home, the first thing that you should do is connect with love, with divine. You need to connect with love and start off that day with that frequency with the highest possible positive, the best, highest vibration that you possibly can. And here's the thing: when you do that, and then you let that float away into gratitude, and gratitude is the greatest accelerant for any positive result, any desire, any beautiful changes that you want. And honestly, just being in gratitude, sorry, I had to fix the settings. Being in gratitude feels wonderful. So it's the end result. There you are. You've won. You feel great when you're in gratitude, and the whole purpose of having any physical thing in your life is because you will feel better. So if you can get yourself to bring in love and then get yourself to gratitude, then you're done. You've won. You've already created the more positive results in your life. But here's the deal. So when you go to sleep at night and you withdraw your consciousness from this dimension, and it's out there in dreamland, it visits the etheric planes and all that kind of fun stuff. You diminish, you stop all of the momentum. This is how Abraham Hicks describes it. You stop the momentum from all of the thoughts and all of the stuff that went on from the day before. It halts. And you're there with your consciousness withdrawn, and you're relaxing your body, and your spirit is regenerating. So when you wake up in the morning, you have a fresh start, okay? So start that off with, instead of picking up the phone and seeing what everyone is griping about, or what you're terrified about the day, start engaging in things that are negative and going to draw you down at the first approach of the day. Bring in love, and then get yourself to gratitude. Now that's a metaphysical reason, or just a spiritual, philosophical reason, but there's actually a physical reason that makes so much sense and completely aligns with this. I already mentioned thoughts that create emotions, which are chemicals in the brain. So these chemicals create neural pathways in our brains, in the meat in there. So there's this man named Dr. Joe Dispenza, wonderful teacher. He's a neuroscientist. A neuroscientist. So he talks about, I'm taking this from him, from his teachings. So he says, we have these neural pathways that have been built basically by the neurotransmitters that are firing off as we have thoughts, which are waves, and they create chemicals, which are emotions and feelings, and they create these pathways in our brains. And so basically our brains get set into these thinking and feeling habits. And we have 60 to 70,000 thoughts a day. Great, awesome. That's a lot, okay? So are you aware of those 60, 70,000? No, of course not. So that's how much is going on in your brain. But here's the thing. 95% of the thoughts that you had yesterday, you will have again today. So start the day off with love and find your way to gratitude. And you will begin to create new signals in your brain, new thoughts. And that will cause new pathways to be formed, with the neurotransmitters firing as they do and creating the chemicals. You'll have new pathways. You will change your brain. You will change your what you're actually discovering in your life. What is already there, you'll see it differently, and then you will begin to understand. You'll begin to become a point of attraction to the more positive things, because if you are just raising your vibration with love, because love is the highest vibration, you're connecting with love the first thing in the morning, and then you're finding your way to gratitude. And if you can live in gratitude in every possible moment, man, that is fuel to the fire. And I tell you this not only from my personal experience, but from watching my friends and the people that I love. I have a wonderful dear friend who's in recovery now. He almost died. I hope you get to see this video. He almost died. His story is magnificent. And he really just stripped himself down to nothing. And through 12-step program, which I think is a wonderful program, it can do such good for so many people and has done. And he's being really committed to this 12-step program. And in the 12-step program, there are these, the steps talk to you about being of service, and it talks to you about gratitude. And he took himself from almost dying to these remarkable, astounding miracles. Like overnight, having nothing. Literally, 2 weeks ago, he had nothing, and he just found a way to be grateful and to be of service. This one day he called me and he's like, I'm just going to go be of service because that's the only thing I can do. And 6 days later or something like that, he had a brand new, beautiful home. He had 2 incredible jobs, and he was set. It's a miracle, and he's such a great example. But that's what he does. He connects to gratitude every moment that he can. And you can always be, if you are here, you have something to be grateful for. You have the breath of life. You have something to be grateful for. You have beautiful Mother Earth under your feet. And so if you're having some real trauma or some real crisis, I understand that it feels at first breath that it's going to, that just saying you should be grateful, it's not a should be thing. It's find the gratitude, because it will just simply make you feel better, and it is the deeper truth of the situation. It is the greater truth. So if you're in crisis, find a way to be grateful. I don't say find a way. That's a wrong way to state it. Look and recognize where gratitude can be connected with in your experience. And right there you're going to feel better, and you'll be able to see where the improvements may be right in front of you, and you will raise that vibration and start to become a point of attraction for the resolution and for the beautiful lessons that are the reason that you're there in that position in the first place, is because your soul wants to learn a lesson. So I think that's about all I have to say. Gratitude is the way to accelerate your desires, the positive result in your life. And the best way to reach gratitude and the most effective point of your day is to start with invoking love, invoking divine into your life, into your experience as soon as you wake up in the morning. And if you don't know how to do that, if you're confused by what I mean by that, you can pray, you can write a gratitude journal, or of course meditation. And meditation, it really just means having a specified focus on a point, so that you are not lost in all of this confusion and all of the all of those 60 to 70,000 thoughts. So as soon as you wake up, if you don't know how to meditate, you don't have your own practice of it, if you don't feel like you have a habit or you even know what to do, guided meditation. We have the World Wide Web. Google guided meditation. Look it up on YouTube. Try a few out. Try several out. Oprah and Deepak Chopra have series of guided meditations. I think those are lovely. Seriously, really beautiful. I think they have some free ones, and I really enjoy them. And that's a great way to get yourself started. Highly recommended. And walk outside, get your feet on the ground. These are all really great ways. Before you pick up the phone, before you get on the computer, I promise. And if you do, what's even better if you can extend that to connect, to have your moment of quiet, calm, introspection, connection with divine. And then if you're going to pick up the phone or the computer, have a bookmark and look at something positive before you look at anything demanding or concerning, if you know what I mean. All right? You can do that. You have the time. It is untrue that you don't have the time. And just imagine if you had to, wrestle with your hair for an extra 5 minutes. So we're talking 5 to 7 minutes. That's all you need to tell yourself that you're going to do. And you will be able to, the time will just be in your experience, because that is what the universe is going to answer for you. The perfect timing is going to show up for you. So I'm going to sign off now. And I just want to remind you that I'm going to say something that rhymes. An attitude of gratitude equals success. Thank you so much for tuning in. I love you, whoever you are.